Hello, everyone. All right, we will wait for some people to hop on here, but I'm going to be doing something a little fun today. I am going to be making a freezer door cocktail. I'll wait for a few more people to hop on, and then I will explain this concept. So, a freezer door cocktail, if any of you guys have not heard of this yet, hi everyone. All right, freezer door cocktails. I'm gonna keep saying it until some more people are on. Freezer door cocktails, freezer door cocktails. Okay, so these are like pre-batched cocktails. So I'm having a little get together at my house this weekend, and I didn't want to waste time when my friends are over making cocktails. So I was going to pre-batch some, and then since this is pretty much all booze, you just keep this in the freezer, hence freezer door, and you just pour it out when your guests arrive because they're already freezing cold from the freezer. So now I already just made, and I'm gonna do a separate like Instagram reel that I'm gonna post. I already pre-batched a dirty martini. This is in I just got a Bob tattoo here, a martini that was his favorite cocktail. So I got a little martini to commemorate him and his favorite drink. And so I made his favorite drink. So what I did, since I'm already made this one, I'll just do a quick little recap, is you pour out, I poured out about 5 ounces or so of vodka. And then I poured in about 2.5, 3 ounces of dry vermouth. And then I filled up the rest with some olive brine or olive juice. And these are the Castelvetrano olives. So then you just like shake this up, put it in the freezer, and it's ready to go. By the way, I did not come up with this idea. I saw this on TikTok, but now I'm sharing the knowledge with you guys. So this one's already ready to go in the freezer. I'm gonna do a Negroni. So I actually already have this like kind of little bottle of Campari, which I felt was perfect. And I'm going to, let's see, where's my gin? Oh, here's the gin. I thought it'd be cool to like keep it in the Campari bottle. So that's, you know what, I'm going to pour a little bit out of this, just because it's supposed to be a perfect Negroni is a third Campari, a third gin, and a third sweet vermouth. So that looks like about a third. I usually add a tiny bit less of sweet vermouth. All right, any questions or anything while I'm going? I'll do my best to answer while I talk. So I'm gonna fill this up to about 2/3 with gin. I think that probably looks, yeah, maybe a little bit more. All right, you guys see that there? And then I'm going to fill it up to the top with sweet vermouth. There we go. And then, of course, you can serve this over a big rock or ice and garnish with an orange peel. But guys, look at this. Just put this in the freezer, shake this up, and it's a ready-to-go Negroni. This will serve, I mean, that's probably about 4 Negronis in here. I mean, how perfect is that? So that one's ready to go in the freezer. Then I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do like a fall kind of old fashioned. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can. Hi, Stacy from France. Hi from Boston. What can you use in the place of olives? Don't like their taste. You can use cocktail onions. You can use pickles. Pickle martinis are really big now. Let's see. Okay. Negronis are always a bit too bitter for me. Can we use less Campari? You can use less Campari, but you can also use Cynar, C-Y-N-A-R, which is like a bitter artichoke liqueur, but it has a slightly different flavor than Campari. And there's a lot of other Amaro type of aperitif, digestif type of liquors or cordials that you can use in a Negroni in place of a Campari if you don't love Campari. Okay. So for this one, the old fashioned, I'm gonna pour out. So this is, we've got some Bulleit bourbon. Don't worry, I'm not like throwing this out. I'm gonna save this, okay? So for anyone that wanted to throw a fit about that. Okay, so I'm pouring I poured out about 3 ounces or so, maybe a tiny bit more. And then I'm going to put a little bit of water in here. Find a cup. Because once again, there's some dilution that goes on when you stir the cocktail. So we want to replace a little bit of the dilution that you would get from ice, because you don't need to do all that shaking and stirring and all that stuff. I'm going to add some Angostura, but call it Ango orange bitters to this one. So I like adding a lot of bitters. And so this is probably a good, maybe 8, 10 cocktails. So I'm going to do like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I mean, whatever. Almost can't have too much. Okay, that's probably good. And then I'm going to add some maple syrup. So instead of simple syrup or any type of just sugar, I'm going to add some maple syrup. Got one that's kind of already open here. So we're going to add, let's see, any questions that I'm missing? Hi from Boko. We love drinks. All right. So keep in mind, you're going to put these in the freezer, and then because it is still, the vast majority of it is booze, it's not going to freeze. And so it's just going to be really, really cold and ready to go. All right, a little bit more maple syrup here. Okay, I think that's probably good. I'm sure I didn't do the measurements perfectly, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. So we're gonna shake this up, and then this bad boy is gonna go in the freezer. I'm gonna give it a little taste just to be sure that it's sweet enough. Let's see, add it in here. Anyone in the mood for a warm old fashioned? Oh my God. Oh my God, I sounded so Chicago. Oh my God. That is really good. It's got a hint of like the maple and like the orange bitters. Oh, it's perfect. Does a glass bottle ever crack from being frozen? That's a good question. We are going to find out. But since it's not completely full to the top, I would think not. And what happens, the reason why that happens is because of the water expanding. And since there's very little, if any, water in here, that hopefully, I mean, that might have been like a bullshit science answer that I just came up with, but I think that's probably true. If anyone understands this stuff and understands the physics of ice freezing and melting, please chime in. But no, the guy on TikTok who is a pro at this did not say that the bottles crack. What is your whiskey of choice? So obviously this is bourbon because I'm doing an old fashioned. I don't love like bourbon and whiskey like by itself. I do love Scotch whiskey. So Scottish whiskey, I love. I mean, and usually I'll even make my old fashions with Scottish whiskey just because I love the smoky, peaty flavor of it. Oh, good. Not going to break. Okay, thank you. So that's usually my preference, but you know, in a cocktail, I do like bourbon. Not a huge fan of like Irish whiskeys or even like, I mean, Jack Daniels, Jack and Diet on an airplane. That's never going to go out of style. Did you know vodka doesn't freeze? That is the entire point. This will not freeze. So you put this in the freezer, this dirty martini, this will not freeze, this will not freeze, this will not freeze. So meaning when I have my little get together, people just come over and I just pour them ready-made cocktails. But like they're fancy cocktails. This one you serve with an orange peel, the old-fashioned, the Negroni you're gonna serve with an orange peel, and the dirty vodka martini with blue cheese stuffed olives. So that is how to make these 3 batched freezer door cocktails. And let's see, any questions? How many ounces of vermouth did you say? So vermouth for the Negroni, it's just so it's equal parts. So equal parts gin, Campari, sweet vermouth. The dry vermouth in the vodka martini, I just did maybe like 2 to 3 ounces of dry vermouth, and then like 2 ounces of olive juice. Will you save this on your page? Yes, I will. And now's a good time to mention, for anyone who hasn't heard my subscribers pitch, We've been having a blast with the subscription, the ETR VIPs. It's $2.99 a month, and I'm doing some like exclusive recipes. I'm doing Instagram lives every week, behind the scenes stories, you know, things that maybe the general public doesn't always want to see or care about as much, but people who are really into this stuff will want to see that. So the subscription's been great. So please subscribe. We've been having a lot of fun over there. And yeah, so I would say I've been doing at least a couple Instagram lives per week. And I've been doing several behind the scenes stories, like kind of every day, and posting exclusive content just for the subscribers. So it's been really fun. People have been enjoying it. So please join. There's already a crew of, oh gosh, probably 500 or so people. And I do the chats. So like group chats, there's only 30 in a chat at a time, but I've been doing those all the time and like renewing them, and whoever wants to join, like first come, first serve. So those have been really fun too. Yeah, so I've got all these batch cocktails for this weekend. And any other questions? Where are you traveling to next? I am going to Mexico in November, which will be really fun and wonderful. What about if you want a sweet martini? Ugh. I mean, like a sweet martini with vodka or gin, that doesn't really make sense to me. But if you're in the mood for a sweet martini, then I would say go the route of like a Manhattan. What is your favorite gin or gun? I am assuming you mean gin, although guns, that would be a whole other topic that we could chat about one day. But gin, I do like the Botanist. I love Monkey 47 gin. I mean, standard if you go out to a bar that like maybe doesn't have a fancy gin, I get like Tanqueray 10 or Bombay Sapphire. And I think that's good. But this Botanist, Aviation gin's okay too, but I really like this Botanist gin. It's very clean. Can you see my new martini tattoo? You may. It still has the little protective tape on it, which comes off like tomorrow. But hold on, can you see it there? It's got a little olive in it. But yeah, it's really cute. It's my first tattoo above my elbow. I'm gonna start doing little strategically placed ones all over the sleeve area. What are we in drinking 101? Okay, so anyway, I'm posting this to my feed for anyone who missed the whole thing. And freezer door cocktails, the wave of the future, everyone. Once again, I did not come up with it. It's not on TikTok, so I'm not taking any credit, but I put my own spin on it, and they're fun, and they're yummy, and they're gonna come in very handy this weekend. So, love you guys. Thank you all so much. See you soon.